start with unit 12. Unit 11 हम लोगों ने खत्म कर लिया था. Last topic जो था हमारा that was ethers. ठीक है? So ethers we done the chemical properties. We also did the tests of separation कि किस तरह से आप distinguish कर सकते हो 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree को. उसमें हमने Lucas test किया था और दूसरा हमने Victor Mears test किया था. Now today we are going to start with unit 12, which is aldehydes and ketones. This unit that is divided into two different sections. In one which we are going to do the aldehydes and ketones, and the other one that is going to be the carboxylic acids. So part A and part B. ठीक है? Part A is going to be aldehydes and ketones, and part B that is going to be carboxylic acids. When we looking at the entire chapter, what all we are going to do, we are going to discuss over here the nomenclature. We will discuss the nature of the carbonyl group which is present, methods of preparation, physical and chemical properties, and the mechanism of. There are two very specific reactions which we are going to do with aldehydes and ketones. One which is a nucleophilic addition reaction, which is very important. Second type of reactions which aldehydes and ketones they are going to play, that is the nucleophilic addition reaction followed by removal of water and aldol condensation. So these are three very important reactions of aldehydes and ketones. Similarly, when we are going to go to carboxylic acids also we will discuss the nomenclature, we will discuss the acidic nature, how electron withdrawing groups, because that is one important question जो कि आपको competitions में आता है, how electron withdrawing groups and electron donating groups they are going to affect the acidic character of carboxylic acids. So trend of acidic character, that is one question which generally comes in your competitions. We will of course do the methods of preparation, and then we will do the physical and chemical properties of carbonyl, of the carboxylic acid, right? So let's just introduce aldehydes and ketones to you. When we talking of aldehydes and ketones, they are going to consist of a functional group C double bond O. Okay, now this group that is known as the carbonyl group. In case of aldehydes, it is seen that there is one alkyl group which is going to be attached to the carbonyl group, and in case of ketones, they are going to be two alkyl groups which are attached to the carbon atom. So this is going to be the prime difference between aldehydes and ketones, that in aldehydes there is one alkyl group, whereas in ketones there are going to be two alkyl groups. These two alkyl groups may be same, they may be different. Okay? Now over here, all the aldehydes, they are very widely spread in plants and animals, and they play an important role in many biochemical processes. Because of their very good aroma, they are used in they used as synthetic materials in the perfume industry, right? Why? Because of they have a very significant kind of aroma. For example, when you're talking of cinnamon is dalchini, right? This cinnamon that is extracted from, or you can say cinnamaldehyde is going to be extracted from cinnamon, right? Similarly, we have another chemical which is known as vanillin. From vanillin you will see that the vanilla acids, which is generally put in bakery industry or in ice creams and all, that has a very sweet smell. That is another constituent of aldehyde, which is vanillin. Apart from this, these are used in many food products as pharmaceutical agents, then synthetic materials like perfumes, fabrics, polymers, bakelite. Bakelite is the switches, they are made from bakelite. Bakelite is a polymer of formaldehyde and phenol. Okay, so another constituent over here. Then paints and adhesives. Adhesives are what? Those which are used, those substances which are used to join or to stick something. They are adhesives, right? Now let's just take a general outlook of what all compounds we are going to do over here. So the first one which we have, they are going to be aldehydes. They are also known as alkanals. Okay? They have the general formula RCHO. Okay, these are going to be known as aldehydes. Then the second one which we have, which we are going to discuss over here, ketones. These are also known as alkanones, and they are going to be compounds with the formula RRC double bond O. Then third we have carboxylic acids, right? These are going to be known as alkanoic acids, and they have the general formula RCOOH. Okay, then we have number 4, acid derivatives. Now these are the derivatives which are going to be derived from carboxylic acids. So the first one which we have over here, they are acyl halides. So you can see over here that from acids the OH has been replaced by a halogen. Okay, it may not be chlorine alone, it can be any halogen. So these are known as acyl halides. Then second one which we have is amides. In case of amides, the OH group that is substituted by NH2 group. Okay? Then third we have esters. In esters, the OH that has been substituted by OR. And the fourth we have is anhydrides. Anhydrides are formed by the loss of one water molecule from two components or two molecules of any kind of acid, right? So this is going to have a general formula of the type RC double bond O, OC double bond O and R. These are going to be anhydrides which are formed by loss of water molecule. As for example, if we are taking acetic acid, we are taking two molecules of acetic acid. Now over here, one molecule is lost, one molecule of water is going to be lost. So the anhydride which is formed over here, that is known as acetic anhydride with this kind of a formula. Okay, so these are all what we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. So let's go on to the electronic structure of carbonyl group, how this group is highly reactive with respect to other functional groups in organic chemistry. Okay? So let's go on to the electronic structure of carbonyl group. Electronic structure of carbonyl group. When we are looking at the electronic structure, we have the structure of the type C double bond O. Now over here you can see that in case of this, there is going to be a double bond between carbon and oxygen. Therefore there is going to be one pi bond and the other one that is going to be a sigma bond, right? Now this carbon-carbon bond, the carbon-oxygen bond over here, that is quite different by the carbon-carbon double bond. The reason behind this is that oxygen over here is going to be highly electronegative, as a result of which it is going to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself, thus getting a partial negative charge, and carbon that is going to get a partial positive charge. In case of carbon-carbon double bond, this kind of characteristic that cannot be seen because of the same electronegativity of both the carbons which are bonded by a double bond. Okay? Now over here it is seen that the bond is going to become polar and is going to be resonantly stabilized. So when we are looking at the resonating structures of this particular bond, it is going to be, this is how the bond that can be represented. Okay, now it is because of this negative and positive charge, or because of the polarity of this bond, that is going to make the carbonyl group highly reactive. So let's go on to the first nomenclature. How are we going to name the aldehydes and ketones? Nomenclature. First of all, we are going to do the common system of naming. According to the common system, when we are doing the nomenclature of aldehydes, they are named in the form of aldehyde only. The first member of the series, that is going to be a derivative of formic acid. So this is going to be known as formaldehyde. Right? And then the next member, CH3CHO, this is the acetyl group which we have introduced over here. So this is going to be known as acetaldehyde. Okay? And if we are having 3 carbon atoms, this is known as propione aldehyde. This is known as propione aldehyde. Okay? Then we have a compound of the type in which there is one substituent which is going to be present. Now if this is the functional group, this is going to be the alpha carbon atom, the next carbon atom to the functional group. So this is going to be named in that according to the alpha carbon atom only. So at the alpha position, chlorine is attached. So this is going to be known as alpha chloro propione aldehyde. Okay? This is known as alpha chloro propione aldehyde. This is the common system. When we are doing the IUPAC system of nomenclature, in this case, the secondary suffix which we are using, that is going to be al, al. Right? This is the secondary suffix which we are going to use, such that we have over here HCH double bond O. Only one carbon atom is present, so the root word is going to be with A, al, methanol. Okay? Methanol. Now, if there are 2 carbon atoms present, the root word is going to be eth, A, al. So this is going to be known as ethanol. Okay? And if we are wanting to name this compound over here according to the IUPAC nomenclature, then this is the terminal functional group. It will always get number 1, 1, 2 and 3. So this is going to be 2, 2-chloropropanol. ठीक है? तो इस तरह से आप लोग इसका IUPAC nomenclature, it is done like that. CHO is a terminal functional group. Whenever CHO is present in a chain, it is always going to get number 1, even though we are violating the longest chain rule. Let's take an example over here. Okay, I'll write it over here. We have CH3, CH. If this is a kind of compound which is given to you, In this case, this carbon atom will be given number 1. ठीक है? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Alright? So this carbon atom will always be given number 1. So the IUPAC name is going to be 2-methyl pentanal. ठीक है? It is going to be 2-methyl pentanal. Right? So this is the IUPAC system of nomenclature of aldehydes. Let's go on to the IUPAC nomenclature or the nomenclature of ketones. Okay, when we are going to name the ketones, let's name them first according to common system. According to the common system, we generally, the ketones, they are named according to the alkyl group which is present. Like for example, if we have CH3OCH3. Okay, now in this case, both the alkyl groups are same. So this is going to be known as a simple ketone, or it is also known as a symmetrical ketone. Okay? When both the alkyl groups, they are going to be same, they are known as symmetrical ketones, or they are also known as simple ketones. So when we are naming this according to the common system of nomenclature, there are 2 methyl groups present. So this will be named as dimethyl ketone. This is the common system of naming the ketones. Okay? Similarly, again let's take an example of a symmetrical ketone over here, which is C2H5O C2H5. This is going to be known as diethyl ketone. Huh? No. This is not, we are not naming this as, this is not ether. Oh, I have forgotten to put C over here. COI. So CH3COCH3. This is the ketone. You're right, that was dimethyl ether. So over here, C डालना इधर भी और इधर भी. Okay. So that is dimethyl ketone, and this is going to be diethyl ketone. If in case we are having over here different alkyl groups, like we have CH3COC2H5. This is known as unsymmetrical ketone, or it is known as mixed ketone. Okay? Now over here we are going to name the alkyl groups alphabetically. This is the methyl, this is the ethyl. So E comes first. This is going to be known as ethyl methyl ketone. Is it clear? Now when we are looking at the IUPAC name, in case of IUPAC, you have to follow the following pattern. We write down the root word according to the number of carbon atoms plus A if there are odd carbon single bonds present, minus E. You have to abolish this E over here, and plus O. So this is how we are going to name it. Okay? Root word plus A minus E plus O. So if we are looking at the first member of ketones, it will have 3 carbon atoms. So ketone, this is the first member of the ketonic series. The minimum number of carbon atoms which can be present in ketones is 3. Less than 3 cannot be present in ketones. So when we are talking of the common name of this is going to be dimethyl ketone. It is also known as acetone. ठीक है? But जब हम IUPAC name इसका करेंगे, so root word according to 3 carbon atoms, that is going to be propane minus E. That is what we've written over here, minus E plus O. So the name that is going to be propanone. ओके, एन का ई जो है उसको हमने यहाँ पे हटा देना है, राइट? नाउ इफ इन केस देयर इज एन अनसिमेट्रिकल ketone present over here, unsymmetrical ketone, so over here you have to give ketone the lowest number. This is a non-terminal functional group. So the ketone will come always in the center of the chain somewhere. You have to give the lowest number. So we start numbering from here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The name is going to be butane 2-ol. Again I have abolished E of A. Okay? And if we have over here a compound of the type CH3, CH2, CO, CH2, CH3. Okay, so this is again lowest number. You can name the chain from any side. Keto will always over here get a number 3 only. So this is going to be pentane 3-ol. Okay? And if we have a substituent which is going to be attached over here, if this is the compound which we have, the numbering of the chain will start from here. Okay? So this is going to be 2-methyl hexane 1, 2, 3. Hexane 3-ol. So this is how we name the aldehydes and ketones. Okay. Next we are going to discuss the isomerism in aldehydes and ketones. Isomerism. We know what isomerism is. All those which are going to have all compounds having the same molecular formula but different structural formula, they are known as isomers of each other. So let's first discuss the isomerism in aldehydes. The first type of isomerism it shows is chain isomerism, where the molecular formula is going to be same but the chain is going to be different. So we have over here CH3, CH2, CH2, CHO. This is butanol. ठीक है? अब इसको अगर हम लोग ब्रांचिंग कर दें तो we will have CH3C, CH3H, CHO. This is going to be 2-methyl propanol. Okay, so both they are going to be chain isomers of each other. Then we have functional isomerism. In case of functional isomerism, the molecular formula is going to be same but the functional group is going to be different. For example, if we are taking CH3, CH2, CHO, this is known as propanol, right? The functional isomer of this is going to be a ketone, CH3, COCH3. And another functional isomer of this may be present, which is known as allyl alcohol. So all these three, they are functional isomers of each other. If you're looking at the molecular formula, you will see that all these three, they are going to have the same molecular formula, but the functional group that is going to be different. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद we are taking another example. We are taking butanol. This is butanol, and its isomer is going to be butanol. CH3, COCH2, CH3. This is going to be the functional isomer. Okay. Then the next type of isomerism which it shows, that is tautomerism. Tautomerism. Tautomerism is the, I have already told you what tautomerism is. It is the simultaneous shifting of hydrogen and the pi electron cloud. So if we're taking over here, if this is acetaldehyde, over here the double bond that is going to shift over here, and one of the hydrogens that is going to shift towards oxygen, such that the tautomer which we are going to get over here is CH2 double bond C, OH and H. This is known as vinyl alcohol. Okay? So the tautomer of acetaldehyde is vinyl alcohol. Also remember that it is going to be only the alpha hydrogen which is going to participate in tautomerism. So if this is the functional group, this is going to be the alpha carbon atom. So you can see it is the alpha hydrogen which is participating in tautomerism. Okay? Beta cannot. It only will be the alpha hydrogen atom. So let's take another example over here. Okay, so over here this is going to be the alpha carbon atom. Yahan se the double bond will shift here, hydrogen that is going to shift here, such that we have CH3, CH, double bond C, OH and H. Okay, so if we're looking at the IUPAC nomenclature of this is going to be propanol. और इसका IUPAC name क्या होएगा? This is an ene and ol together. So we're going to number it from here 1, 2 and 3. This is propanol. Right? So both of these, they are going to be tautomers of each other. So these are the isomerism which is exhibited by aldehydes. Let's look at the isomerism of ketones. Now ketones is of course going to show chain isomerism as exhibited by aldehydes. It will show functional isomerism. We've already studied that aldehydes and ketones, they are going to be functional isomers of each other. But apart from this, it shows one special kind of isomerism which is known as metamerism. But before going to metamerism, let's discuss over here tautomerism in ketones. Again, tautomerism is going to be same, simultaneous shifting of hydrogen and the double bond. So we're taking a ketone over here. This is the most common type of tautomerism it shows, that is known as keto-enol tautomerism. Okay? So यहाँ पे if this is the alpha hydrogen atom which we are taking, this hydrogen is going to shift over here and the double bond will shift over here such that we have CH2 double bond C, OH, CH3. So this is known as the keto form as it contains a keto group. This is known as the enol. Why enol? Because it contains ene and ol together. So this is more commonly known as keto-enol tautomerism. Both the tautomers, they are in dynamic equilibrium with each other, which means that they will keep on frequently changing from one form to the other. Okay? Then the second type of isomerism which we have, that is known as metamerism. Metamerism. Now over here, as ketone is a non-terminal functional group, the number of carbon atoms on its both sides may be different. That is going to give an origin or a source to metamerism when the number of carbon atoms on both sides of the carbon or the keto group, they are going to be different. That is what metamerism is, which means that if we have a compound like CH2 C double bond O, CH2 CH3. So if this is the keto group, you can see that there are two carbon atoms on the left hand side, two carbon atoms on the right hand side. The metamer of this is going to be okay. So over here around the keto there is one carbon there are going to be 3 carbon atoms on the right hand side. Okay, so this is also known as position isomer if it would have been some other functional group where the position of the functional group is changing. But in case of ketones, more commonly we exhibit this or we name this as metamerism. Okay? So this is all what we are going to do today in this particular introduction. The next topic, that is general methods of preparation of aldehydes and ketones, we will do in our next lecture. Now remember, when we will do the preparation of aldehydes and ketones, we are going to discuss over here 3 different type of reactions. In the first reaction, we will discuss general methods of preparation of both aldehydes and ketones. In the second, there are certain reactions by which only aldehydes can be prepared. So we will discuss those reactions separately. Then we have certain reactions by which only ketones can be prepared. So methods of preparation we are going to classify into 3 different sections. Number 1, general methods by which both aldehydes and ketones can be prepared. Number 2, by which only aldehydes can be prepared. And number 3, by which only ketones are going to be prepared.